Hello, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now, tonight, the Ministry of Youth and Sports has paid the outstanding bonuses owed the Black Queens ahead of their crucial Paris 2024 Olympic Games qualifier against Zambia on Friday. Now, the Black Queens were owed qualification bonuses from 2 rounds of qualifying in the Paris 2024 Olympic qualifiers and the Africa Women's Cup of Nations qualifiers. Each player was owed a total of $7,500 from the 6 qualifying matches. Sources within the Black Queens camp have hinted at a possible boycott of Friday's qualifier against Zambia if the bonuses were not paid. However, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mustafa Yusuf, President of the Ghana Football Association, Keretu Kreku, and Black Queens Management Committee Chairperson, Gifty Owari-Mensah, visited the team on Wednesday night to have a dialogue, after which their bonuses were settled. They have been issued checks for 85,000 Ghana cedis each, the equivalent of $7,500 at the Bank of Ghana rate. With the impressive qualification record for the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations, the Queens are eager to secure their first ever Olympic qualification, with the winner of the tie facing either Tunisia or Morocco in April for a place at Paris 2024. The team held its final training session earlier today at the Accra Sports Stadium, and my colleague Lawrence Baidu monitored it and now reports.
The Queens will look to make another step closer to achieving their Olympic ticket with a game against Zambia on Friday. All 23 players were involved in the team's final training session at the Accra Sports Stadium on Thursday. After overcoming challenges in Guinea and Benin, the senior women's national team will look to control the threats of the Copper Queens. Ghana's head coach, Nora Hapto, acknowledges the task ahead in their 3rd round of qualifier and says that the girls are ready for the next step.
Well, we face the 3rd round in Olympics and we have a home game. Zambia, of course, is a big opponent. They have been on the World Cup. They played 21 games last year. They have good individual players, so I think they must win, and we want to win. And we want to face the top individual players, of course, with a top team. This is our credo for tomorrow, and we are working properly this week and excited that we can start tomorrow.
One player who has dominated this week is Charlton Athletics Frida AC, who looks certain to get into the team starting lineup for the game. The Swiss trainer believes the English-born Ghanaian is keen to represent the Black Queens.
Yes, we are also proud that we have with Frida the next player in on the mission Volta step by step. We work in to find also Ghanaians. Frida is from England but has ancestor from Ghana, and she's proud to play for our country. This is the basic thing they need to bring. She's a very good footballer. As soon as she has the ball in the foot, the game will start. You hopefully will see tomorrow. And we work also on other 4 or 5 players. It's a process to bring them in, but I'm proud that she commit and her heart is beating for Ghana.
Despite the absence of key players such as Cynthia Collan, Princella Edubia and Alice Kusi, the team is optimistic about a positive result against Zambia on Friday. A full house at the Accra Sports Stadium for the Black Queens in their final training session. History not far from being achieved. Nora Hapto has done so well, but the game against Zambia will be a real test as to whether the Black Queens are ready for the next step or the Copper Queens will advance. Lawrence Baidu from the Accra Sports Stadium for Joy Sports.
From the Black Queens, let's talk about former Ghana football Black Stars player Samuel Jan, because he's been reacting to the appointment by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He says he has enough experience and the technique to contribute to sports after being appointed as a member of Vice President Dr. Bawumia's Manifesto Committee ahead of the 2024 general elections. Now, the former Ghana captain is the chairman of the Youth and Sports Subcommittee. Reacting to his first political appointment, Jan took to social media to express his enthusiasm and qualifications for the role. Well, let's just bring you excerpts of his statement that he captured on social media. And he says that when I look back at my career, my highs, my low, my failures and my successes, I think I have enough experience and the techniques to contribute in sports. I always ask myself, how do we create change if we do not want to change? How do we spectate without being on the bench? And how do we score without being on the field? Now, the statement continues. The statement does continue where he indicates that he is willing to give his all and ensure that a good policy is developed for youth and sports. So he says, how do we pass on the baton to the next generation if we don't share our experience? How do we achieve without a clear path ahead? He continues by saying, I believe that with a collective experiences, we can orient the next generation to do better than what we did. We can give hope where hope is lost, and we can inspire when all hope seems lost. He concludes by saying, all I know and all I will ever know, all I love and will ever love is sports. Let's join hands and sharpen the path and the future of sports. Hashtag let's inspire. Hashtag teach the youth. Hashtag GH Sports. Asamoah Gyan over there. So, yep, so that's Asamoah Gyan, and expect to see more of him on the campaign trail in this 2024 elections in the camp of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now let's turn attention to Rabat in Morocco, where golfers from the USA PG Tour and others are converging for the prestigious Hassan II Trophy. Joy Sports is part of a select few media houses on the continent who are covering this tournament. Let's now cross over to the Foch Sofitel in Rabat, Morocco, where Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Lato is on standby to bring us up to speed. Nathaniel, good to connect with you once again. But tell me, how important is the Hassan II Trophy on the international golf calendar?
Thank you very much, Musbao. So the King Hassan II Trophy, which is this tournament that I'm here to cover, is one of the most prestigious golf tournaments you can find anywhere on the globe. And I'll explain why. Now, there's a long-running history behind this tournament, which was named after King Hassan II, who is one of the kings in the ruling dynasty of the Kingdom of Morocco. Now, it's been joined together with the Lala Meriem Cup, and it's in its 27th year. So the King Hassan Trophy is in its 48th year, and the Lala Meriem Cup is in its 27th year. Now, you have golfers from all over the globe, especially from the USPGA Tour, who are coming here to play in this tournament. Now, the USPGA Championship will tell you that this is one of the very few golf tournaments that they allow their players to come and play in. So that just tells you the kind of pedigree that this tournament has been able to establish on the international golf calendar. Now, as I was just mentioning earlier, it's been named after King Hassan, who's a great king when it comes to the history of this land. And the Women's Trophy, or the Women's Golf Trophy, is named after his first daughter, Princess Lala Meriem. So there's a lot of history behind this, and over the years, the pedigree of golfers who have come to play in this tournament have brought a certain level of strength and a certain level of recognition and a certain level of value to the golf that is being played over here. So tomorrow at tee off, we're going to see some of the finest golfers around the world come here to come and compete for the biggest honors. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of history behind it, and all of this is a tradition of this sport that is being established here in Morocco. Now, one of the things that we also have to be aware about is that Morocco, as a kingdom, is placing itself out there in the world to be relevant, and that's the reason why some years ago they put themselves up to host the FIFA World Cup. They were unsuccessful, and now finally they've been able to win a bid to host the FIFA World Cup with Portugal, and Spain. And so all of these are falling into a bigger agenda of drawing more visibility to Morocco, and they are doing this through various media partners in different parts of the world, including the African continent, where we have a minimum of about 20 different media houses, of which the multimedia group Enjoy Sports is part, to be here to cover this particular tournament.
Interesting there. Of course, Morocco themselves, now we know, will be hosting next year's African Cup of Nations tournament. But you mentioned that we're going to see some highly ranked golfers at this very competition. But the question is, what's in it for them? For which reason they've decided to leave, all around the world to camp in Rabat, Morocco?
Yes, Musbao, that's a very important question you've asked there. Now, in terms of the competition and in terms of attraction, definitely if anybody around the world hears total prize money of $2 million, they definitely would want to come and partake. And that's the reason why Stephen Ames, who's the defending champion, will be at the center of all of the action. Can he use the wits and the maximum swinging power and the calculation of time and everything to win in what I describe as a relatively very complex course? Now, the Dar es Salaam, the Royal Dar es Salaam Golf Course, which will host this tournament or this trophy tournament, is designed by one of the best golf design architects you can find in the world, and that's Robert Trent Sr. Now, Robert Trent Sr. is noted for his, his creativity and the ingenuity in putting together all of these courses. And over here as well, it's no different. It provides a massive challenge for any golfer who's playing over the 18 holes. And sure, this is going to draw a lot in terms of, calculation, in terms of anticipation, and in terms of planning around, the difficult challenges that the course will pose for you. So, the prize money is very, very good. And this cuts across every sport. Once there is good reward, you are able to attract a certain level of competition and a certain quality of competition. And that's exactly what we're likely to see when there is tee off tomorrow. So there's a lot to look forward to, and we'll be monitoring, all these golfers, what they'll be saying ahead of tee off. And of course, we'll be looking at every single bit of it as well and bringing it to our viewers. So there it is, a lot of good money. I know, Musbah, making a minimum of $300,000, after competing in a competition over a weekend is not bad money at all, especially with the way the cedi is balancing itself against the dollar. Well, that's just by the way. So that really is the point. And on the other side as well, I'm looking forward to seeing, the Achimota Golf Course, which is now a standard PGA golf course, host some of these major tournaments. But that is going to take a lot of planning, and a lot of commitment financially to get these things done. But all of these are, step-by-step processes, and we're going to start from a certain stage.
So that's Nathan Alato all the way in Rabat, Morocco, along with my colleague Haruna Mubarak, bringing us up to speed on that tournament in Morocco. Well, the All Africa Games is just some few days to go, and we have a special show to while we build up to that game tonight at 9 p.m. on Joy Prime. You want to join the team there, and we're going to have a fly on the screen shortly, bringing up to speed on all the venues for the competition. We'll bring you some update from the University of Ghana Stadium, which will host some of the sports and disciplines, and also from the Boteman Sports Facility, the state of it, likewise the Achimota Cricket Oval. So you can see at the University of Ghana, you can see the lines have been drawn on the track, and at the Boteman Sports Facility also, it was commissioned just about a week ago, and it'll be ready to be used for the competition scheduled to come off next month. So join us on Joy Prime at 9 p.m. We'll bring you all of that update and what to look forward to in the Africa Games that is set to come off here in Accra, Ghana. So these are some visuals from the Boteman Sports Facility. And also, so that's the show tonight, 9 p.m. on Joy Prime. You want to make a date with us, Joy Sports Special on the African Games to bring you exclusives and all that you need to know about the competition happening here in Accra, Ghana. And badminton, taekwondo, wrestling, all of it is happening in Accra, Ghana. And trust Joy Sports to bring you all the update. And this was Zach Musbah, and thank you so much for being part of it. We've got more stories on myjoyonline.com.